Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Strv 103B. It's a tier 10 Swedish tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Kharkov and it's under the command of the Bassman from Hell. Yes, he's actually still in the Caribbean and we've got no sound, so we will start this one again. Oh, Wargaming, fix your game, will you? That's better. Okay, game started. I shoved that one forward by 20 seconds. And now we can see the game. Right, the Strv 103B. And Bassman. Well, Bassman's still in the Caribbean, recovering from his back operation. As you know, he had a rather serious operation because he had a back injury. And so he's actually recuperating out there. He's got family in the Caribbean, which is rather nice for him. And unfortunately, he's using an internet connection with very poor ping at the moment, which means he runs into walls and things like that. No, yes, he will be back in the UK sometime in the future, and then of course he'll be carrying out his normal job, which is working on aircraft at one of the airports. He's an air mechanic, and he spends most of his time on the tarmac with the aircraft. Okay, now the 103B is the S-Tank, and the original design was shown to JFK in the 1950s. It was the first tank to actually use a turbine for its power source, and is also the first mass-produced tank without a turret. The designer was Sven Berge, 1956. He came up with an alternative S-Tank, as he called it, S for Swedish, and the tank was supposed to be a defensive tank which had no turret, so it was actually a lot smaller, and that way they could avoid the enemy spotting them. It's got a 105mm gun, capable of 390 alpha. It's a rifled Bofors gun, but it's actually the L74, which is basically a design similar to the British one. And you can see he's getting numerous hits now on the T110E3. Got a couple on the Object 277. Now it is capable of firing once every 3 seconds. It's got a crew of 3, so very small crew, but it does have an autoloader, which makes it very effective. And there's a variety of different engines that were tried on the vehicle, and he's literally pummeling those guys. He's now up to 2.3k of damage, and he's not stopping because now he's going after the 50 TP who's just down the avenue. He tracked the guy as well in the moment, and oh, now these guys are getting fairly close. Yeah, actually I think they've made a critical error here, because he can sit here and blast these guys apart, and unless they rush him, they're going to find it very difficult to take him down. Already up to 3,133 hit points of damage. Now originally the engine that was actually in this vehicle was the 240 horsepower diesel from Rolls-Royce, but they swapped that for a 300 horsepower turbine from Boeing, and then after that they switched again to a 490 horsepower Caterpillar turbine, and that makes the tank quite powerful in speed. It's 50 kilometers an hour forwards and 45 backwards. Yes, it can go almost as fast backwards as it goes forwards. It's got very thin armor. Of course, there's no turret, but the armor at the front is only 40mm, 30 at the sides and rear, but it's so well angled that most shells will either ricochet off if they come at the wrong angle. However, if it gets hit by a shell that's 3 times the armor thickness, it can overmatch. So obviously if you're firing from the front, you need to have a 120mm shell. He got around into the Hesh bomb, and if you fire from the and he got the gorilla as well. Oh my god, these guys are taking a pummeling. Oh, look at that. You don't often see that, where you see enemy T-10 tanks literally getting torn to shreds by a tank destroyer. and they're not doing anything about him. They can't, because they can't see where he is. They're firing in this direction. I just saw a shell whip past. And now the TNH has got close, and oh, for the first time, the enemy actually does manage to make contact. But, of course, it bounced off the armour. Those bars at the front, they're the to guard against HESH rounds. Oh, and an Arty round lands nearby and stuns him. Now, he could use his first aid kit, but he's got the larger variety. And he's using premium consumables to speed up the reload as well. And that TNH, well, he's a one-shot. So he might not want to come up here, because if he does, he might go out of the game. Oh, he fired. Yeah, he takes one round from the TNH, but he can take a couple. In fact, he has taken another one because the TNH just fired. But that means he's loading, and now he's vulnerable. And now Bassman can just drive in and take the guy down. Yeah, he's got his kill. Now, Arty is determined to make their presence known, but Bassman's going to move out of position. Yeah, you see the TNH actually did put a round straight through the top armour because he overmatched the armour. Okay, he's gone back to his firing position before, and the EPR's gone off to scout. So far, 5.6k of damage. And literally poor enemy. I do feel sorry for the enemy, because there was no way they could do anything about him. He was just kept on firing those rounds in, and it was deadly for them. He's going to try and take up a position where he can have a go at those enemy short distance away. There's another TNH there. He's going to go to the cap area to guard it. Oh, enemy Emil 2 off in the distance. And oh, he just dropped down into the trench before Bassman can get his round off. There's only 4 enemy left now. The Emil in the trench is probably the most furthest forward, I should say, of the enemy. Oh, no he's not. The Object 430 over on the other side of the battlefield has moved forward. And I have the feeling the Bassman is... well, he's going to surprise that Emil. Oh, now that was a bit of a uncomfortable drop down into the trench. Didn't quite work as I think he expected. No, he's trying to take up a position now so he can defend against that Object 430, who seems to be making his way towards us. And there he is. Oh, fires one into our tracks. And he has to fix the tracks, but he gets around into the 430 for 443. High roll. And the kill shot. So that's his second kill of the game. There's only 2 enemies left, the Emil and an Object 263. He's decided the 263 is a one-shot, so he's an easier kill than the Emil. And oh, he's definitely a one-shot now, because he just took a hit, and he's just got stunned by our bat chat. Okay, where are you? There you are. Ah, lovely kill. 3 kills now for the Bassman. That was a good one. And they killed the Emil, which means this is game over. It's a success. Some of the other members of What Arty Noobs were telling me that this was a good game and worthy of a video, and I think yes it is. It was rather funny actually, because he was just blasting away at them, racking up a huge total of damage with virtually no response from the enemy. It was only when they got close with that TNH that he finally suffered some damage. But yes, it was pretty amusing actually. The accuracy of that L74 Bofors gun, the 105mm, it's a rifle gun, so it's very, very accurate at long range and very effective. Even with a small, well, it's not a small alpha, it's only 390, but it's still very effective. He got a first class tanker in that game, as well as a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 in the end. I missed out on that actually. I should have said, I was thinking it was 3 kills, actually it was 4. He also got the sharpshooter as well for getting 10 or more consecutive shots on the enemy. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9. He got the high caliber out of that game by doing the most damage to the enemy overall, and he also got a tank sniper because he did a fair amount of that damage at long range, in fact the most damage at long range, and his win rate in the game was 7,421, which is super income and quite a bit more. I think the reason why I thought it was 3 kills not 4 was because I forgot to include the TNH that came to kill him, and he then killed that guy in response. Yes, because we saw the kills on the T110E3 and the 430. Obviously, we saw that later on. I was getting them mixed up on number. Anyway, let's have a look at team score. Top of the table with 6,645 hit points. The next highest scorer was the 50 TP, 4,271. The third highest damage in the game was the RBRN2 on his own team with 4,066. When it came to kills, he had the highest number with 4. 3 kills went to the RBRN2 and to the Heshpan on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it's the EBR who did the best because he got spotting in that one as well. In fact, I think if we bring his stats up, yes, we can see he did 1,591 spotting assists in that game. So that's why he managed to do slightly better on XP than the Bassman did. Anyway, Bassman picked up 1,044 in second place, and the third place scorer only got 848, and that was an Emil 2 on his own team. He fired 25 rounds, got 22 direct hits on the enemy, 19 penetrations, damage of 6,645, of which 3,052, slightly less than half, was at more than 300 meters. He received 4 hits from the enemy, 2 of them penetrated, those are the shots from TNH, and he also got 2 non-penetrations and also hits by way of splash damage. The non-pens came from the Object 430, and he also did get another non-pen as well during that action. I think that was where he was sitting on the corner. 490 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, 4 were killed, and 396 hit points of damage assist. He earned 65,327 credits from the game, but after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, and yes, he did use premium consumables and he used some premium ammo, he actually ended up with a loss of 76,103 credits. And he also picked up 7 bonds because it was a tier 10 game. 1,566 XP times 2 for the first victory, 3,132 for completing a mission, and 6,264 experience points altogether. So yes, a very satisfying battle with the Strv 103B. Yes, you almost felt sorry for the enemy, that they were literally being torn to shreds by one lone tank destroyer that they couldn't see and they couldn't fire at it. It was only when they got close that they finally worked out where he was, and he managed to see off the person who actually did find out where he was in the end. I hope you enjoyed that battle. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.